that I lie when I say that.
Alright, so I don't know if I'm going to share this, just because I don't know how much I want to share, but some of you might have picked up in my last few videos that I've been talking about a health journey I'm on, I guess you could say. I think that's what like people would call it. But basically, I've had a bunch of issues since I was young, like young, but then like more significantly since I was about 20. And a lot of issues that I shouldn't be having as somebody who's 20 years old or be having now at 33. So I've seen doctors, but you only get 5 minutes or 10 minutes in a room with them, and they do the quick things and then they get you gone as quickly as they can. And as a mum, at least from my experience, the kids come first and all your stuff gets put to the side. So that's what happened a lot. And then I also have, my child is disabled, which, you know, means lots of specialists and more doctors and hospitals and all that fun stuff. And then I have a daughter who has ADHD as well, and, you know, all the stuff that comes along with that. So I'm a busy mum, and my stuff just doesn't happen really, because I have to focus on them, which I am completely fine with. I don't blame them at all. But obviously those issues that I have haven't been addressed, and I've just been managing my life with them. They got bad, or some of them got bad when my daughter was like 1.5, 2. And one of the things I tried doing was going gluten-free, and that really helped. And it stopped me being sick all the time, and vomiting and bathroom issues and a bunch of other things going on. So we thought it was celiac, and I had the blood test and it came back inconclusive. And then I was meant to have the endoscopy and colonoscopy, but my doctor said that I didn't have to do that because I'd have to start eating gluten again for 6 to 8 weeks beforehand. And every time I tried, I would get so unbelievably sick that I couldn't take care of my kids. And we couldn't afford to have 6 to 8 weeks off of work while I was dying and my kids were with my partner. So that got put off to the side. The doctor just went, yep, you've got celiac, don't eat gluten, all those fun things. That definitely did help, but those issues have still been happening. And I thought, well, maybe I've been cross-contaminated. I've eaten something, you know, that's touched something else, and as you do as a celiac. So I thought it was what it was, basically. They haven't gone away. In fact, they've gotten worse. And I also developed with my last pregnancy-related POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, I think. Basically going from sitting to standing, your blood pools in your legs, things like that. Your blood pressure doesn't adjust quickly enough, it drops, and then you can have pre-syncopes or syncopes, which is fainting episodes, basically. That should have gone away when I was done with the baby and like after my hormones had balanced out postpartum. But as you guys know, he's 3 and I'm still having POTS related issues, high and low blood pressure spikes, and pre-syncopes. I've fallen down a few times, passed out a couple of times, but it's not a huge deal, and I'm on a high sodium diet for that, which a lot of you have picked up on. I'm still having a lot of GI issues, and I've seen the gastroenterologist, and I had a colonoscopy. During the colonoscopy, we found out I have SPS, which is serrated polyposis syndrome, meaning I'll need to get yearly colonoscopies going forward. And my risk of colon cancer is about 40% more than somebody that doesn't have SPS. So we're watching that. I've also been referred to the geneticist through the Clinical Research Institute of the PA to get genetic testing for other cancers, as I have a rather large family history of cancers, especially women-related cancers and quite aggressive cancers. So I'm being tested for specifically all the breast cancer and ovarian cancer related genes. And if they come back as all negative, then they're going to do an assessment on me for my cancer risk, for just off my family history. If it comes back as one of those is positive, then we'll be looking at preventative surgeries and medications and stuff like that. So I have SBS. I have some POTS related symptoms. I don't have a POTS diagnosis. I saw a cardiologist. He said to drink lemon water and take salts tablets. He didn't do the stress test or the tilt table test that I need. So I've been referred to a new cardiologist who's going to do the tilt table test and all of that. So yeah. The SBS isn't causing the issues that I'm having. It was an incidental finding. It's good that we know. The doctor said that if I'd have left it, and I didn't know if I'd waited the 12 years for when I'm meant to have my first colonoscopy at 45, she said I probably would have been dead within a couple of years because I had some rather large polyps and they become cancerous. So I would have had colon cancer. But I don't, which is good. Another incidental finding is they found out I have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Basically, my liver is full of fat and scarring. They don't know why. It's inflamed and my liver markers are through the roof. And my cholesterol is really is creeping up and getting high. But you guys would know because you see what I eat and what I buy that I don't eat unhealthily. I eat quite healthily, and my doctor agreed. So it's an incidental finding, but we think it might be pointing us in the direction of what the actual problem is, because I have GI issues, I have blood pressure issues, and I have liver issues, and I'm also chronically low iron. So I bounce between anemia and then just low iron. I'm on an iron supplement. I always get it wrong. Multifer, I don't know, the M1, but it doesn't seem to be working. I'm getting blood tests every 3 months, and that last blood test has come back. So the last one was, I was at 21, and this one I'm at 8, so I'm quite low. And she says she doesn't think that's why I'm also very fatigued, chronically fatigued. But yeah, so I'm just going to keep doing that, and I'm going to start eating red meat twice a week now. I dropped our red meat intake to lower, because it's the #1 carcinogen. I want to lower my cancer risk, but now I need to increase it to increase my iron. I eat a lot of plant-based iron, and I'm cooking my leafy greens and stuff like that because that's meant to increase the amount of iron you could absorb from them. But red meat is, your body processes it better, so I'm going to keep try that. I'm also looking for cast iron. Can you get cast iron cookware in Australia like you can in the US? Because if I can get some cast iron cookware, and then I can cook in iron, and then my food will be iron fortified, and that's more iron coming into my system. It's one of the plans, and I need to take a vitamin C supplement as well on top of. I'm also taking a zinc supplement, a magnesium supplement, a laxative, and a stool softener, and doxycycline. So I needed to add vitamin C to that. Oh, and the iron supplement. That's what I'm doing at the moment. We're not sure exactly what it is. It might be polycystic ovary syndrome, potentially, or because that can also have syncopes, and that can also have non-fatty. You're 4 times more likely to get non-alcoholic fatty liver disease if you have polycystic ovary syndrome. So it could be that. We don't know. So I'm having doctor's appointments regularly. I'm waiting to go back and see the new cardiologist. I'm seeing the gastrosurgeon. I have to have an endoscopy coming up soon. It's really expensive, and it's Christmas time and back to school and all of that fun stuff. So that's been put off for a bit. Yeah, like I said, I don't know how much I'm sharing. I don't know how much I'm comfortable sharing, but it's a few of the things that are going on. A lot of you have noticed that I haven't been posting as much. That's just because, for example, this week I had an appointment with a geneticist at the CRI, and then I had the gastroenterologist yesterday. Today I had my GP. Next week I have my GP again. And then I have a gynae appointment and a bunch of other appointments and other specialists. And then I have to do fasting blood tests every 3 months, and ultrasounds, and all of that fun stuff is pretty regular now. So I'm trying to get back on track. I'm trying to get as much of this sorted before the kids go on school holidays, which is coming up in the next couple of weeks. And then I want to be like present with them. And then in the new year, we'll refocus on all of this stuff. So yeah, other things. We are building our emergency fund. Yes, we still have debt, but I want to have work on our emergency fund as of right now. Our car loan is 12.89%, which is not great, but it's not really bad either because the car loan before this was 25%. So that's pretty good for me. I do want to start making extra payments on it soon, but as of right now, after we got the court stuff all sorted, I've paid for new tires on the car, I've paid for the service, that's all paid off for the car, so she's doing really well. I spent around tax time, I got this new camera because my phone, the camera is very fuzzy, it doesn't work, the focus is broken on it.
We're out now, wherever you get your podcasts.
I've done that. I've paid for the colonoscopy. I have to pay for, I want to put money aside for the endoscopy, which will be about $600. I had some comments. Yes, I'm doing privately at the moment. I'm on the wait list for the public system, but I can't wait for the public system because I have this condition. So I'm glad I didn't wait for the public system. I would have been in a lot of trouble. Anyway, I got to pay for the endoscopy, and I have $1,000 in emergency fund right now, which we've accumulated. We have a few more appointments for the end of the year for the kids. We have a pediatrician, psychologist, hobby psychologist, and I think I'm completely done with my specialist for the year, and then the GP is completely bulk billed, so I don't have to worry about that. I just want to pay for Christmas for the kids, and then I have to pay for back to school, and they have swimming and surf school at the end of the year, so that'll be $85. And then their fees are $40 each, plus $20 for the aircon levy. So there. And then I want to stack up, I was thinking 1 month's expenses in emergency. So doing a stage plan. First, we're going to do $1,000 just base, like minimum emergency fund that'll cover the excess on the car insurance, or some basic emergencies, plus my stockpile, like we should be okay. Then I want to stack up a month of expenses, which I've worked out sort of base expenses will be about $3,600-ish. So I was just going to base it off of $3,500 to make it nice and even. And then I was thinking 3 months expenses at least as my next stage. And that would be 3,500 times 3. So I was thinking 10,000 is a nice round number. I like round numbers. They make me happy. Something that my neurodivergent brain likes. So the plan at the moment is 3,500 and then $10,000. Once I've got that together, I was thinking then I'll start making extra payments on the car. In the meantime, I was considering, so we're making a payment once a month. It's for, I thought you were going to start playing again. $491.32. $10 of that is an admin fee. And then my interest is about $215 per month at the moment. So what I've been doing is making the payment, letting the interest come out, working out what it is, and then rounding it down. So for example, I believe last month we hit $18,873 or something. So in that case and change, I would round down, I would pay $23 and change to make it $18,850. So just little bits. Every dollar I put on now is a dollar I'm not paying 12% interest per month on. So it will save me a lot of time and money over the length of the loan. So right now my plan is emergency fund, emergency fund, emergency fund, car, and sinking funds. I'm considering whether I want to do stage 2 emergency fund, 3,500, then start paying more to the car, and then building my a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. Considering that, I might do both. I know it's better to just focus on one, but sometimes just for motivation wise and how my brain works, I like to do the round down thing and then pay towards my the emergency fund like kind of split my focus a bit so I can see progress on multiple goals. Especially as my kids get bigger and as we have more expenses for them coming up. We have pediatrician for my daughter coming up, which will be, it's free because it's through the public system for her, but the pediatrician for my son is private because trying to get a pediatrician in the public system is a pain in the ass. Is like $600 once a year, and then $450 we do it twice a year. So one is $600 and one is $450, and then I get a small rebate of about $120 back on his pediatrician. So there's that. So yeah, there's like a cup of tea and a chat, except for I don't have a cup. Oh, I got this. I got a snack while I was in between doctor's appointments because I wasn't feeling very well, and I made it a combo and got this. So I guess it's a drink and a chat. And we're coming up to Christmas. I usually do $300 for Christmas. That includes the meal, the presents, and like Christmassy related activities around there. So like fuel for doing Christmas lights and things like that. I think this year I may need to increase that. Just the cost of living has gone up, the cost of food has gone up. I'm trying to give myself more grace, so I probably won't be cooking everything from scratch this year. I'll still do a lot, but I might want to get a few conveniency items for that as well. And my kids are getting bigger, and the things they want are more expensive. My little one will be super easy, but my big one especially, he wants his old PlayStation broke and it hasn't worked for ages. So he would like us to replace that, and I'm not willing to spend $750 on that. But I was looking online at getting a PS4 like on Marketplace for like $100 to replace that. So maybe that, and then a few small things, or I might get the kids. The swing set is kind of breaking down. Their trampoline from a couple of years ago is gone. They haven't had a trampoline in a while. So I was thinking maybe a trampoline, depending on the cost for the big item for them, and then a few small things for each individual kid, potentially. And I have book lists coming up, and it was $250, I think, each last year. My daughter's was slightly less. This year will be slightly more expensive because my big kid is going to be year 6, which means he'll have a senior shirt that I'll have to pay for and get new uniforms. And yeah, I think that's it. I think there might be a device fee this year as well. And my daughter is doing musical instruments next year, which I think is $100 fee as well. I will have to double check that. But we have all that coming up. I have a master list of bills that I have sitting there, and then I tick things off and I pay towards them. So cash flow. My mouth is getting dry. So yeah. I'm going to be doing Vlogmas again this year, so videos every day, potentially short, vlog style, with Christmas activities, Christmas stuff, grocery hauls, things like that. I'm also looking at expanding our food budget a little bit because, again, it's not going as far. Also not, with all these appointments and stuff going on, I'm not able to drive as much or as far or have as much time to drive to Callanvale and do the fruit shop, and then drive to Browns Plains and do the meat shop, and then drive to Waterford and do some like the normal shop. So you might have seen I'm doing a lot more just Woolworths, just Aldi, although I found that Woolworths and Aldi are very comparable now. So I think I saved 15 cents between the Woolies and the Aldi shop I did, and I got the same stuff. So I'm going to expand our budget just a little bit for that. I am looking at saving some money by purchasing gift cards through my superannuation. I get 4% off on Woolies gift cards, and I was thinking like maybe I'm going to sit down and actually come up with like a rough number, but just as a nice big round number, like $500 a month for Woolworths, and then like $200 for like fruit and veg, and then like a certain amount for like butchers and stuff like that, because I don't want to eat Woolies meat. Like, I don't like to eat supermarket meat. I like to eat meat from the butcher, and I like to shop on special, especially the mega specials at Mega Meat. So we'll see about that. But I'm thinking about doing something like that because like $500 at 4%, that's like 5 times 4, that's $20 a month just saved right there that I can put towards extra fruit. My kids are bigger, they are eating more, especially my big kid. Puberty has been a killer, and he is now eating more than his dad, and about more than me, definitely more than me, but like an adult portion. So you'll also have seen that in my videos too. So I want to increase the grocery budget a bit there because I want to get a little bit more meat per meal, and I'm still bulking things out and making a few swaps. So I'm trying to swap from, I swapped from vegetable oil to canola oil, and I also want to swap use olive oil in cooking instead of just canola oil. So making a few more swaps like that. We're still having tofu and stuff like that. The soy makes me feel a bit ill, so I haven't been using so much tofu in the food that I'm gonna eat, but I'm trying to make, you know, a few plant-based swaps and then adding more red meat in because of the iron deficiency and things like that. So yeah. Let me know if you have any more questions below. I'm sure I'll probably do another vlog style Q&A in December or even the end of November. So if you have any questions, drop them below and I will take the comments and answer them in the next video. Don't forget, if you like this kind of content, to like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell to be notified when I post new videos, and I will catch you guys in the next video.